Most climbers don't necessarily know what to change, and even the best climbers could use an extra set of experienced eyes. With video-based movement analysis, you can get clear feedback, cues, and next steps so you can help yourself improve. What you'll get is access to a video analysis platform. You'll upload videos, and we'll break down the movement as well as the situations that go into them.
First, I'll start with the environment, what the wall, the holds, their direction, and their relationships are offering. Those define the opportunities the climber can take advantage of, and just as importantly, what's being limited. From there, I'll look at how that shapes movement, where and how force is applied, how forces interact, how positioning and movement influence each other, how the center of mass travels, and how all of that combines to produce the outcome you see. I'll also account for the individual, how their strengths and tendencies interact with those demands. Then we isolate the key drivers and show how motor learning principles and biomechanics can be used to deliberately shift the outcome.
Additionally, you'll get specific changes you can make so you can know what to do instead of just guessing.
Now, let's take that successful example we looked at earlier and compare it to a new but similar situation. Throughout, I'll guide attention, using symbols like arrows, circles, and lines to highlight what to pick up in the environment and what matters most. The holds change, so the demands change, and that either preserves or shifts what determines success. That's why an initial pattern can work in one situation, like on the left, but not in another, like on the right. First, we identify what's different in the environment. Then I adjust what drives success to match the new demands. But that's not enough. We also need alternative strategies. When the environment changes enough, the solution has to adapt. So instead of only making small adjustments, we compare alternative strategic options, building movement solutions that hold up across different setups.
Finally, you'll get clear language cues. These are simple phrases that help your nervous system and brain guide movement in real time. So I have two main options to provide. One is single project support. This is basically where you end up sending video of that one project you're really interested in, 5 videos, up to 5 minutes of climbing. They'll give you movement analysis, improvement suggestions, and language cues. The second option is ongoing video analysis support. This is 6 videos per week, up to 8 minutes of climbing. You'll get everything that we got in the single project support, plus more. That includes pattern analysis, task design recommendations, as well as skill development recommendations. With pattern analysis, we'll identify consistent movement patterns that target the underlying behavior or movement solutions we want to work on. With task design, we'll structure practice to drive adaptation and retention of the movement. With skill development recommendations, we'll guide progression so learning builds over time and doesn't just correct isolated movement errors. The turnaround time for feedback is typically a few days, at most 4 days. However, if you need a rapid response, we have options for a 24-hour turnaround as well as live support, such as during a competition. So we'll get you set up with the video analysis platform, get you logged in, and you can start submitting video immediately. If you want to know exactly what to change and how to practice it, this will give you direction.